Welcome back to Sportsworks Podcast, guys. This is Armando, aka The Phenom.
Guys, welcome back. This is El Scorcho, your boy El Scorcho, number one bookie killer out here in the East Bay. Y'all talk to me if you guys need some winners.
What's up, y'all? This is Lil BK, aka Joe. What's up, man? So before we get started, we just want to say thank you to everyone who listened to our first episode last week. We really appreciate the support. We're almost at 100 views, so let's keep it up and then show love and support. All right.
All right. With that said, guys, let's go ahead and talk about some key injuries that happened over the weekend. It was a brutal Sunday for some of these players out there, and some of the key injuries that went down. Some of the key players that went down. Of course, one of them being Drew Brees, out for 6 to 8 weeks. They're saying torn ligament on his throwing hand, on his thumb. Just want to let you guys know about this injury in case you guys are planning to put some money on parlays or, straight up bets against your bookie. Some of these notable injuries is Big Ben as well. He's out for the season, obviously. And any thoughts on the injuries this weekend, guys?
Yeah, well, obviously with all these injuries, the lines are going to be crazy different. Like over here, just looking right off the bat, there's some big changes you wouldn't see last week. So the Saints are going to be underdog with 5.5. This would not have happened last week. Like I gotta say right now, it's bad to be a quarterback. It has to be bad to be a quarterback because all these injuries are piling up, man.
Yeah, there was a lot of injuries last week, and it was pretty scary for a lot of teams. There's it felt like watching last week's game. It felt like every play at the end of every play. Injury timeout.
I totally agree with
quarterback, running back, wide receiver, defense, whatever it is. Someone was getting injured last week, and it's going to affect these teams coming into week 3. So
I totally agree with you. There was a lot of injuries, but no injuries out there affect the game the way a quarterback going down affects it. So let's keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and kick it off with some thoughts about that, and then Cam Newton. What's going on with Cam Newton? What's the latest with him?
So he did not practice today for the second straight time. He will not be playing this week. It looks like they will have Kyle Allen out there this week against the Cardinals.
Man, I wish they would have started Will Greer. They would have had a better chance, in my opinion.
I agree. I think Will Greer's a hell of a quarterback. I'm with you on that, Mando.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start getting into some of these games. All right, we got 6 matchups for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and start off with my first matchup. It's going to be the Seahawks versus the Saints. This is one of the games that we were talking about where there was a major quarterback injury. I'm going to be honest with you. The line is going to be, let's see. We got a line of 5.5 plus 5.5 for the Saints. The over and under is 44.5. This is easy right here. Easy pickings. Go ahead and take the Seahawks in this game. No Drew Brees. They're going to go ahead and run a 2-quarterback option with the Hill guy and Teddy Bridgewater. They're not going to be able to get any sort of rhythm going out there. You can't be pulling, having 2 quarterbacks. You got to have one guy and just have him get into a rhythm. So this is going to be an easy game for the Seahawks. I see them dominating this Saints team offensively and defensively. I take the 5.5. I'll eat that. They're going to win by more than a touchdown. What do you guys think about this one?
Honestly, I think it's going to be a tough game for the Saints. One person I'm really concerned about is how Alvin Kamara is going to do with a new quarterback. Bridgewater, and maybe we may see Hill take some snaps at certain times. But how is he going to adjust to the new quarterback? Because he's so used to Brees from last year and a little bit of this year. So how is he going to be able to adjust and help and lead the team to the win this week?
Yeah, and not just that, but you also got to look at the home field advantage. It's tough to play in Seattle, and you're playing without your starting quarterback. I don't see them being able to hang in this game.
Yeah, let's not forget this game is being played in Seattle. There is that factor that calls it the 12th man out there. It is a very loud stadium, a very hard stadium to play in, indeed. But I do feel that you have Teddy Bridgewater, who's a veteran. He's been there before. He's done it before. I can't recall the other cat's name, the other quarterback. He's just pretty much of a runner. He's a decoy. I don't even consider that man a quarterback. With that said, I feel that this is a trap game. This is a trap game. Obviously, the books want you to look at the Seahawks and be like, nah, the Seahawks are going to blow these guys out of the water. They're going to go in there and fucking blow their doors out. I don't see it that way. Again, this game is being played, in Seattle where they have AstroTurf, artificial turf. And like I mentioned on the podcast last week, New Orleans defense is built to run fast on artificial turf. This is one game that I kind of hate to pick. I am going to make a prediction, though, for this game. And I'm going to go ahead and take the under. I don't think the Saints are going to be able to score many points. I don't see Seattle dominating the way that they should. I think they're going to be kind of looking forward to next week's matchup. And I think it should be a close game. And it's probably going to be under 44.5.
And also, real quick, we didn't even talk about it. Last week, you guys want to know, how good of a reference we are for these picks. Let me just start off by saying, I was the one that had the highest record. I went 9-6, followed by Scorcho. He went 8-7 last week in his picks, and Joey had 7-8.
Yeah, so last week I didn't do too well, but I did hit on some games that were that I'm gonna follow into this week. I believe I hit the Seattle game for beating the Steelers. I don't think that's the case this week. I would go with the under for this game. I don't see the Saints putting up a lot of points, especially with having to adjust a new quarterback, and that's everybody. Wide receivers have to adjust. Running back has to adjust. The O-line has to adjust. Everyone has to adjust. So I don't see them scoring a lot of points. I also don't see the Seahawks scoring a lot either. So, yeah.
Well, as I let this Cats go ahead and brag about last week's records, I might want to add that, hey, listen, anybody listening for the Blue Chips, which are the money makers, the Golden Nuggets, I'm 1-0. All right? I'm undefeated. I hit my one pick. And,
very, very true, very true. I'm not going to lie. My blue chip last week was the Chargers, and it let
Mine
us
too.
down.
Yeah,
I don't know
mine
how
too.
they lose to the Lions, but they did. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into our next game. I think we're going to go ahead and talk about the Cardinals and the Panthers. That's Joey's game right there. I'm going to let him go ahead and start it off.
Yeah, so the Cardinals and the Panthers. This game caught my eye a lot. And the reason why, one big major reason why, it was Kyler Murray and Kyle Allen are going against each other. For those who don't know, those two guys battled for the QB spot at Texas A&M 4 years ago.
oh.
So you can tell there's already some, maybe Kyle's like, and I want to get at this guy. He took my quarterback spot. So I think for sure they're going to go into that game. That's a game that you got to keep an eye on. Also, injuries.
Wait. You're making that sound like Cam Newton is completely ruled out. Is he ruled out for this game?
He will not be playing this game. He
Are you
hasn't.
sure?
He
'Cause
hasn't
just
practiced.
checked. I just checked as of today, and he still hasn't been officially ruled out. So please do not
Well,
mislead our
yeah.
listeners, all right?
But come on,
Do not mislead our listeners.
Just
tell them to keep a close eye on that game. Because at the end of the day, is there money? They're putting some money down on these games. Some people are putting big money on these games. They're listening for advice. Do not misinform our listeners, please. Thank you.
Do you trust the Carolina Panthers team in general, even with Cam Newton?
No, obviously,
Hell no.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Obviously,
Thank you.
Hell no.
And we've been surprised by the Arizona Cardinals. Don't get me wrong. The Ravens should have beat their ass last week,
Yeah, obviously,
and they did. They only lost by 6 points. So you gotta put some respect on Kyle Murray's name in that Cardinals team.
Hell yeah.
There's also eight inactives. Sorry, I shouldn't say inactive. There's been 8 players who didn't practice today. Fitzgerald didn't practice. Jordan Hicks didn't practice. Jonathan Ballard didn't practice. But those people are also most likely to play, and that's huge for the Cardinals defense. For Hicks and Ballard to play, that's huge for them. For the Panthers, they've had 6 people who didn't practice, and the way I look at it, I'm seeing only Greg Olsen is the only one that'll be playing this week.
So what are you feeling this week, Joe? What are you feeling?
So for me, I'm taking the Cardinals plus 3.5 on this game.
Yes, sir.
This is money right here. That's a game you really gotta
pickings.
take. That's the easy pickings right there.
I don't care if they have Cam Newton. You know what? I'm gonna jump on Joey's bandwagon. I'm gonna take the Cardinals. Kyler Murray's gonna get his first win today. He's gonna get his win. I don't see them losing against the Panthers. So I'm gonna take the Cardinals, and they're at home. It's Kyler Murray time, baby.
Murray time, baby.
I will have to agree with the boys on this one. I'm going to go ahead and jump on their train before it takes off the station. I do definitely think there's some value here. I'm taking Arizona at home, Cardinals at home, and just like my boy Joe mentioned, Carolina's not the same team from a year ago or even 2 years ago. And I don't know what the heck is going on with Cam Newton, but the guy's lost it. He's not the same player he was.
They haven't been the same since Super Bowl 50.
Just 2 years ago, he was what? MVP and shit, right? He was tearing up the league. I don't know. He's not tearing anything up. His new throwing motion is garbage. He's just garbage. He's not playing good. He's not playing with confidence. He needs to go and sit on the bench for a while, regroup, and come back stronger than ever.
Well, and look, and we're gonna see that McCaffrey. How is he gonna play? How is he gonna play this week too? Because he's been used a lot, but he hasn't scored, as much as we would have thought.
I'll tell you what, McCaffrey's
so I don't think
guy.
that's why I don't think the Panthers will win this game either.
No, and I think they're going to end up shortening that boy's career. If you don't mind me saying, seriously, he's taking a beating. He's taking a huge beating. He's been trying to take most of the workload for the Panthers, and it's just not fair. Nobody else is sharing the backfield with him. He's a small white guy. He does his job. He's fast, but he's not built to take a beating like that. So I feel bad for McCaffrey.
All right, guys, so there you have it. We're all going to go ahead and jump on the Cardinals bandwagon. We're taking them Cardinals plus 3.5. On to the next game. We're going to go ahead and move on to El Scorcho's game preview. It's going to be the Rams and the Browns on primetime television Sunday night football.
No. Wait. Before we move on to that, since that is a Monday night game.
Sunday
night game. Let's rewind that. One of the games that I do want to discuss and dissect is the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers against the New York Giants. Again, Tampa Bay Buccaneers against New York Giants. I know it's a snooze fest. Nobody wants to really watch that game.
What's the line?
But that's the kind of games that you make your money on, all right, guys? So let me read the line for you guys. And again, the lines might change. It's early in the week. Just keep that in mind. The Buccaneers are favored. They're favored by 6.5 against the New York Giants. What's happened to Big Blue? They have definitely fallen off the sky. News out there is that, what's his name, Manning is being benched. And they're starting that rookie quarterback.
Ooh, Daniel Jones time, baby.
Daniel motherfucking
I still don't like Daniel Jones.
So,
I don't think any.
Let's go ahead and dissect that game, Joe.
Honestly, I don't think any quarterback from Duke is ever good. Like Duke doesn't. I'm not gonna say don't have a good football program, but when you hear Duke University, what do you hear? What do you think of? Think of basketball, right?
Yep.
You think that everything's basketball for them. I don't think you really see good players come out of Duke, and I'm not gonna say good players come out. Successful NFL players come from Duke. You don't see that a lot. So
let's not forget there was a lot of hype behind this boy when he came out. For the draft, he was drafted 6th overall by the New York Giants. They took a chance on him.
The first quarterback selected.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get into this right now. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Giants. They're plus 6.5. From what I saw in preseason,
with the Bucks,
Daniel Jones looked like the truth. It is preseason, but he looked like the truth. Everyone was giving the Giants a bunch of crap for taking them 6 overall, including me. I'm not gonna lie, but this boy looks good. He looks like he knows what he's doing. Obviously, if they're making the change in week 3, that's super early. So they must know some stuff that the public does not know. I'm taking the Giants plus 6.5 because honestly, I don't think Jameis Winston is gonna be able to hang. The Buccaneers they just don't seem like a good team to me.
You mean the Buccaneers?
The Buccaneers, they don't seem like a good team to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Take Daniel Jones. He's gonna ignite a light in this offense. Saquon Barkley's gonna run all over the Buccaneers, and you know what? Their defense, Giants defense, they'll hold the Bucs down. I'm taking the Giants plus 6.5. Mark that down.
See, I don't. I'm more of a. I'm not gonna say more of a Buccaneers fan, but I like the Buccaneers over the Giants. Chris Godwin, he did really good last week. And the game was pretty shitty.
Joe, sounds to me like you're taking the Buccaneers.
I'm gonna take the Buccaneers on this game.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got some mid balls, man. I'm telling you right now. Hey, I think Payne Barber's gonna have a good game this week too, because we don't like that. That Giants defense
put your big boy pants and step up to that mic and tell us like it is, Joe. You taking the Buccaneers this week?
I am taking the Buccaneers this week.
That's a shit ton of points, Joe. That's all I gotta say, man.
Hey, they're playing against a shitty Giants team too. Don't forget that.
Let's not forget that. But let's not forget who's on the opposite side of the field. James motherfucking Winston. Come on, man. Are you serious?
Hey, don't.
Come on, man.
Hey. People's been picking him up in fantasy football. That tells you something too.
All right,
he's
doing
good,
So this
man.
was Scorcho's game to begin with. Now that I've let these girls talk about this game and try to break it down for you guys, let me tell you guys where to put your money, all right? Your hard-earned money. Don't just throw money away, because nobody likes to give money away, all right? Now listen, Armando's got a great point, and I kind of like his pick. I'm taking the Giants there. But I kind of want to... you know what? I do side with that pick. I think that's a good pick. If you guys want to put money on the Giants plus 6, it's a good pick. But if you guys really want to make money on this week's parlays or fucking straight bets, take the under. Under 48.5. You know they're going to be feeding the ball to Saquon Barkley all night long. They're going to try to kill the clock, control the clock. Jameis Winston's a turnover machine. He can't fucking find this asshole with the toilet paper. So it's going to be horrendous for him. It's going to be a long night for him. And let's not forget Big Blue still has a defense, all right? Big Blue can still break through and wreck it. So with that said, I think they're going to come out and play inspired football. I think the Giants are going to play a close game, and that's what I'm saying. I kind of side with that 6.5 point. but I am gonna make this an official pick for me. You can put it on those Scorcho books as an under 48.5.
Under. Yeah.
Okay, I like it. That's a really good pick right there. I
That's
can
solid.
respect that pick.
Not better than my pick, but
Hey, we'll see.
respectable.
Hey,
We'll see. We'll see Sunday.
what happens. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next matchup. This is one of my, my top games this week. It's a good preview. I'm gonna give you guys. It's the Chargers versus the Texans. LA is gonna be at home. The line is, Texans plus 3.5. The over/under is going to be, well, again, this is according to our cards. Just remember that. It might not be the same that you're going to get at your sports book.
And it is early in the week.
It's very early in the week, It's going to be 47.5 over/under, okay? So this game, last week the Chargers, they fucked up my parlay. They really messed me up, man.
They messed up my blue chip, man.
I had them. I believed in them. And this week, I don't believe in them no more. After what I saw last week against the weak Lions team, I'm taking the Texans. They're underdogs. They should be favorites. The Texans look like the real deal. They got a very solid defense. Deshaun Watson, you know what? They did struggle against the Jaguars last week, but you got to keep in mind the Jaguars do have a top 3 defense.
Wait. What game were you watching? I am serious. I know you were in Denver last week. I know you get a chance to see the game. I don't know if you got a chance to see the replay. I'm going to tell you one thing. Tennessee. Tennessee. I mean, not Tennessee. I'm sorry. The Texans. They played.
What game were you watching?
They played.
Yeah, I don't know what game you were watching.
They played a very physical game.
They
played a very physical game. I think they're going to be tired for this one, but I'm going to let you finish making your point.
Yeah, guys. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put it on the record right here. I'm taking the Texans plus 3.5, and this is also going to be your guys' first blue chip. This is my blue chip. Mark it down right now. The Texans
got an early blue chip
plus 3.5. I'm setting it.
Got an early blue chip. All right.
There we go.
Honestly, I take the Chargers.
Whoa. Usually we do blue chips at the end of the broadcast, but this boy's handing out fucking blue chips like fucking, hoes hang out crabs and shit. They're handing out crabs like they're, pancakes. Go
This
ahead.
is just too good of a pick. I'm just going to state it out there right now, So I'm taking, once again, Houston.
Wait, so you're taking
3.5.
Houston. What were you taking this is? Did you?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so I'm going with the Chargers. I think, like we said, the Chargers, they messed up my parlay last week. But I think they know that they should have won that game. That game should have been theirs. So then I come out this game and looking for a W, especially against Texans. Texans, yeah, they struggled last week. I don't think it was an impressive win for them. So I think they'll kind of lay back a little bit.
Well, truth be told, last week, like I mentioned earlier, the Texans had a very physical game going up against the Colts, which I might add was my blue chip, and they were
Jaguars.
They were straight up. I'm sorry, Jaguars, and they, it was.
Are you sure you're watching the same game we are?
Sorry, guys, I'm a little mixed up right now. Hey, listen to what I'm saying right now. All right, I don't like this game. I wish I could pass on this game, but I am going to make a move on this game after all. Go ahead. You wanted to say something. Anyway, I like the Texans. But not by much. Those 3.5 points, I think, are going to come in handy. I'm kind of upset about the Chargers' loss last week against the Detroit Lions. That should have never happened. I'm going to go ahead and take the Texans and the points this week.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, this is going to be an ugly game. It's not going to be a pretty game, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a field goal game. And look what you're getting. 3.5 points. This is going to be a field goal game. Don't get it twisted. This is a field goal game. I think we can all agree on that, except for Joe. I don't know. He's taking the Chargers, once you get let down by Chargers once, you get let down by them again. That's all I got to say. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into our next game right here. We got Joe's preview right here. This is going to be the Niners versus the Steelers. Let's take a look at this line again. On our card, it is saying the Steelers are plus 7.5. The over-under is 44.5. Obviously, Big Ben out for the year, so this is going to definitely be a game to watch on your card. Joe, what do you think about this one?
Right off the bat, I'm taking the Niners minus 7.5. I think the Niners, last week, they destroyed the Cincinnati Bengals last week. And I know the Bengals aren't really of a team to watch this season, but still, you can see, damn, they were connecting. They were, really, on fire. They were, all on the same page and everything. I really like that. For the Steelers, I don't like their team. I thought in the beginning of the year maybe okay, this team's gonna be good. Juju, Connor, at the time Big Ben, even though he's hurt, but
Pittsburgh's been a big letdown for everybody.
Yes,
backing them up.
And then they just traded for what's his name Minka Fitzpatrick this
Oh,
week.
yep,
So
yep.
so I think that is going to help their defense out a lot, but I don't think it's enough for their offense to start scoring. But hold on, I'm not done yet. Week 1, if you look at James Conner's stats, he didn't perform at all. He had 10 carries for week 1 at 21 yards. Week 2, 11 carries for 33 yards. Are you kidding me?
That boy's been weak. Why do you think I traded him in my fantasy? Shout out
That's
Jose.
true. That's true. And Connor didn't practice this week either. He was still kind of hurt, but he does plan on playing Sunday. And don't get me wrong, even if Connor does play, it's not going to help. The Niners have a number 8 run defense in the NFL right now, so that's going to play a huge factor too.
Yeah, I mean, those are really good stats that you're pointing out, Joe. And I kind of like the way.
Also, Juju Smith hasn't done anything. 6
Wait.
receptions, 78 yards. 5 receptions, 84 yards. Come on.
So what are you picking, Joe?
I'm picking Niners.
You're taking
Niners all day right now.
Okay,
Come on.
okay. Put it on the books. Write it down. You got it, Niners.
Niners, baby.
All right,
Let's
Joe's
go.
taking the Niners.
Make it official. Okay. Whoa. Joe's taking the 49ers. Seems like everybody these days is jumping on the 49ers dick. Not me, not this man. I'm not a fucking cheap whore like that. I'm going to keep it real with you. I like Pittsburgh. Give me the 7.5. That means you got to beat me by a touchdown, boy. Give me 7.5. I'm going to take Pittsburgh. I think Mike Tomlin's going to fire up his boys. And let's not forget Rudolph.
Speaking of that,
Second,
go
Rudolph
ahead.
is a decent quarterback. 2 years ago, drafted. I like him. I think he can make. I think he
Speaking
can make
of-
something happen back there.
Speaking of Russ Tomlin, you know that boy's record in the West Coast,
You
right?
mean Mike Tomlin?
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry. I'm reading my card.
Joe, what's up that couple with her? I want to know.
Sorry. Do you know his record in the West Coast?
Yeah. No, it's pretty bad, I'm sure.
He's 1-5.
Tell me the trends.
He's 1-5
One
on
of
the West
five on
Coast.
Wow.
And he's only in the West Coast to play the Niners.
Wow.
So you already know the Niners will make sure that boy goes 1-6.
Well, Joe,
They are
I'm
not
honest,
gonna do
man.
that
This
one.
isn't the same. This isn't the same Mike Tomlin team. You got no Roethlisberger.
It's worse.
You got no AB.
It's worse.
It's worse. But hey, I'm gonna tell you what, Joe. So Scorcho's taking the Steelers plus 7.5. I'm gonna take the Steelers too.
Ooh,
You
wow.
know? Listen,
Wow.
they just traded, like we said, a first-round pick for this defensive back Fitzpatrick, right?
Yes, sir.
You don't trade a first-round pick in the middle of the year if you don't believe in your team. They believe in Rudolph, and honestly, I believe in Rudolph too. He's a solid back.
Well, the only reason why they believe in Rudolph is because Big Ben got hurt.
Well, they have to believe in him now, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
man. So
they have to
that's
believe in
like
him
they
now.
don't really believe in him.
Rudolph
Believe in
last
them
week,
if.
when he came in relief, he held around with the Seahawks.
He did. He gave
The
for 2
Seahawks.
touchdowns.
This is the 49ers. You know what? They're making them out to be a juggernaut. Like they got Garoppolo, they got Shanahan. Get out of here, man. They played the Bengals and they played.
They play the fucking bungholes.
Yeah. They played the Bengals last week, and who they have week 1? The Buccaneers. The Buccaneers who we previewed earlier. All right, guys. You know what? I'm taking this. I'm taking the Steelers. It's
That's
gonna
good
sound
points,
crazy.
yeah,
It's
but-
gonna sound crazy.
Hey, it's the Niners,
but
man.
watch. I think they're gonna get back on track.
Number 8 run defense. Niners don't care.
The Niners are actually gonna play against a good defense. I'm taking the Steelers.
All right. And with that said, now, fellas, we're moving into the primetime game, which is one of my games. This is the game between the Rams and the Cleveland Browns. All right. Again, the public has been betting the Browns nonstop. They are betting them blind. They are betting them left and right, and they are costing people a lot of money. Except for this week, they played against the Jets. And come on, let's be real. They played a third-string quarterback. What were you expecting? You know what I mean? But anyhow, so the Rams will be taking a trip out there to Cleveland, and they're going to be playing in the dog pound. The line on this game, the Rams are giving away 3.5 points. Cleveland is catching 3.5 points at home. The over and under is marked at 51.5. There's been some movement in the books, either half a point up or half a point down. Check at your local sports book. Check online if you're planning to put some money on this game. This is one game where I'm telling you right now, all right? Dig into your wallet, pull up a couple hundreds, put them on the table, walk up to the bookie, to the cage, put your bets down. I really, really like the Rams on this one. I think this game is going to be one of these games that is going to have slaughter written all over it, all right? Okay? I don't think Cleveland's going to be living up to the expectations that people were putting them up there for. They had them on a pedestal. They were saying, they're going to be the darlings this year for football. They're going to make the playoffs. They may beat Super Bowl. They may make a run at the Super Bowl. I don't see that happening this year. No way, no how. Baker Mayfield, I don't know what happened to the boy. He has not progressed. He's going backwards instead of forward. He's struggling. He's struggling to find himself. I think he's trying to force the ball a little too much to his wide receivers, Odell Beckham, and I just don't see this happening. I like the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams and make this a blue chip play for me. Take the Rams, give away 3.5, and if you can catch them with 3 points even or even less than that, you may want to mortgage the house, take a second, loan on that, and put some big heavy money on it.
So I'm going to take the Rams too. I think what your points you made were really pretty strong. I think the Browns could have performed a lot better than they did last week. They scored 10 more points than they did week 1. You scored 13 week 1, 23 week 2. And you played against a Jets team who didn't have anybody playing, to be honest. I don't think Le'Veon Bell was there playing because it was just bad for the Browns. I mean, yeah, they got the victory, but they did play against a weak team. They should have put up more points. I think they would have put up more points. I think the spread would be different.
Let's not forget the spread is not even higher than that, thanks to Jared Goff, who has been playing completely awful as of late. Okay?
Jared Goff is not what I've expected this year.
So, Joe, you're going to go ahead and take the Rams, right?
Correct. Take the Rams.
All right, guys. Don't listen to these fools. I got the real pick for you guys right here. So, look, like we talked about, the Browns did play against the Jets. They won, but it was the Jets. Third-string quarterback, whatever. The Browns are costing people a lot of money. Everyone's hopping on the Browns bandwagon. And they're hopping on it for the wrong reason. They're hopping on it for the offense. This offense, it's all right. It's okay. It's decent. But the real strength of the team is that defense. That defense is ferocious. Right?
You know what?
Right?
I agree.
Can you guys agree with that?
I agree.
Can you guys agree with that?
Okay, now that's making me want to,
They may look ferocious against a third-string quarterback. Come on, let's not forget. Cleveland, look, I take nothing away from them. They've been playing great defense, good defense, all right? But you got to have a balanced attack. Baker Mayfield is not playing to the way that he should.
Now that I think about it, this is probably a game I wouldn't touch.
But then again, look, we got to touch all these games, Joe.
But here's my reason, because
there's options.
we're saying
you can take the over and the under. You don't have to take the side.
Yeah, no,
and that's why I'm gonna jump in right here. And I'm gonna say that this is a game where you don't pick a side. I don't see you picking a side. The Rams, they haven't shown me too much promise either. I'm gonna be honest with you. They played last week against the Saints team without Drew Brees in the second half. You know what? I'm taking the under on this game.
I'm changing mine to the under.
Exactly.
And here's why. So look, we all said that at the beginning of the year, the Browns they have a great team on paper, right? We said the same thing about the Rams last year, and we saw how they performed. Obviously, Super Bowl is different than the season, but we're watching two teams who are unquote good on paper.
Guys.
Wait, we're not done yet.
Lay off the fumes for a second.
So I'm taking the under 51.5. That's my pick.
It's a good pick.
Done.
You know what? Both of you guys taking the under is a good pick.
So you see, I basically just convinced Joe.
Yeah, he got me. I'm not gonna lie.
Take the under on this game. Both defenses are very strong. Both defenses are strong, and both offenses have been, pretty underwhelming up to this point. The under is a safe play. Scorch is feeling a little ballsy over here. He's taking the Rams plus 3.5. So that's pretty ballsy.
My point is, I'm taking the Rams and very, very comfortably taking the Rams. Can you guys name the fucking Browns head coach? Crickets.
Hey.
Crickets.
You know what?
Sean McVay
That was a great point.
Tear up that
was
ass.
a great
All right?
point. You got me.
Great offensive mind. Take the Rams. Enough said. Let's move on.
So now we were gonna get to confirming our blue chip.
Oh yeah, we got
to finish off with the blue chip.
At the end of the day, that's what they're here for.
That's what they're here for. That's what they're here for. So my blue chip is not any of the teams I picked, nor the teams you guys picked. My blue chip for this week will be the Monday Night Football game. Bears against the Washington Redskins. Sorry. They're giving the Redskins plus 4.5. The over-under is 41.5. That's an easy under.
I like that.
That's an easy
I like that pick.
under.
I haven't seen shit from Trubisky.
I haven't seen shit from the offense of the Bears or shit from the offense for the Redskins.
Yep.
All I've seen is defense from the Bears, and defense is going to stop the Redskins, and the offense, well, they're still going to be shitty, so, yeah.
It's
going under.
I see it.
It's
I'm going to go
under.
ahead and tell you guys my blue chip.
That's
you guys
my blue chip
already
right
know
there.
what it is. My blue chip is the Houston Texans plus 3.5. But if you guys want a little golden nugget, I'm feeling generous today. I didn't talk about this game on the podcast. I'm going to go ahead and take the Broncos plus 8.5. Sleeper team, but I see them going into Green Bay and keeping it a close game. They're not going to win. Don't get me wrong. They're not going to win, but they're going to keep it close. This defense looked a lot better last week. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
All
That's
right,
fair.
so the blue chips are saved for, picks that you're going to put big money on, all right? Now, let me tell you one thing. If you want to be sitting, watching these games, and sweating like a fucking whore at church at halftime because the games are too tight, take these guys' bets. If you want to make money, easy money, which is what we're about, listen to El Scorcho.
Oh, man.
Take the Rams. Take the Rams all day long. The game's over by mid-third quarter, all right?
Mid-third. All right, so you heard it all. You heard it all here first. So that's it for tonight or for today's podcast. Thank you all for listening to this week's Sports Words podcast. We hope you guys all enjoyed, and let's not forget. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, don't let the players be the only one that gets paid. See you guys next week.
Yeah, I just want to throw a little side note out there. If we went over we didn't go over any of the games that you guys want to look at it, go ahead and comment down below. We'll go ahead and get back to you. We'll give you guys our picks on the side. Once again, thank you for coming in. And like Joe said, don't let the players be the only ones that get paid. Let's get this bread, guys. Let's go.
Let's get this money, baby. See y'all next week.